Hey guys, hope you're well. I'm going to go for about an hour because I want to complete my book today. And just do me this favor, guys, support my work. All my work is getting demonetized and it's hard work. Imagine your job and you're working and then at the end they say, hey, we're not paying you. That's where I'm at with YouTube at this point, and it's becoming a joke. So if you can support the work, I'd appreciate it. If it means going to my website, whatever it may be, because it is exhausting putting in hours and hours and hours and hours of work for them to demonetize me. Speaking of demons, I'm going to be talking about The Exorcist today, and the director who just died. Satanic numbers behind it, of course. So I'll break that down. I'll also really go into detail into the game yesterday between England and Nigeria, the women's football. I'm going to try and say nothing controversial today. I just want to see if I can get one video that's not demonetized. So I'm not going to say anything too controversial. I'll just reveal the numbers. So England qualified, thankfully, because I had them to qualify. Thank you to Chuck. His code for England at the beginning of the tournament was remarkable. It helped me put a few numbers together yesterday. So even when they went down to 10 men, 10 women, it doesn't matter because it's the code. Do you know what I mean? So, hey, Esteban. Hey, Sebastian, Charlotte. Much love. Someone else. Hey, Adam Lastman. He's speaking a bit of Spanish. Saying hello, everyone. Hope all of you are good. Right, let's get into it then. I'll start off with the director of The Exorcist, who has just died. Exorcist director dies on 8/7 at age 87. William David Friedkin was an American film and television director, producer, and screenwriter closely identified with the New Hollywood movement of the 1970s. I've told you that the New Age is Satan. All right? I have shown in my illusion book that Hollywood connects to Satan and black magic. He was the director of the classic horror film The Exorcist and died on 8/7 at the age of 87. And in gematria, number of the beast equals 87. The Exorcist equals 56, which is 8 times 7. So what's going to happen now? You know clearly that you're going to get so many people now watching The Exorcist. It's what happens when a famous director or actor dies. The majority of those who are interested in the mainstream will watch their most iconic movie. So be aware of that. Be aware of watching horror movies. I think you're opening yourself up to demonic possession. The Exorcist is all about demonic possession because an exorcism is a religious or spiritual practice of evicting demons, jinns, or other malevolent spiritual entities from a person or an area that is believed to be possessed. So I talk about demonic possession a lot. I think it's safe to say that it's a real thing. If there's such thing as demonic possession, that means there's such thing as demons. Why is there such thing as demons? Because the Bible tells us about the fallen angels and what they became on earth. So they're living amongst us. They are possessing man. They need a vessel. They're petrified of the lake of fire. So they'd rather be inside a human vessel, even an animal, whatever it may be, to avoid their ultimate fate, which they know they're going to receive at some point. So, yeah, exorcisms are real. It's a real thing. They go on all the time at the Vatican. So Friedkin died in Los Angeles. And we know Los Angeles translates to the angels. And Lucifer was cast out of heaven with 33.3% of the angels. And Lucifer was the highest ranking angel in heaven. And then his pride got the better of him and he tried to be equal to God. And he lost the war in heaven. So he was cast out. And as I keep telling you, Satan, his goal now is to cast out believers in Christ from society. Because Satan is the God of this world. So we're fast approaching that. We are fast approaching that. Yeah, the original was out in 1973. in regards to The Exorcist. I think most of us have watched that movie, to be honest with you. 1973 film. It's about a 12-year-old girl who's possessed by a mysterious demonic entity, forcing her mother to seek the help of two priests to save her. Just know, guys, that the only savior is Jesus Christ. It's not priests, it's Jesus. I can't go too deep into that. It seems that YouTube doesn't like me talking about the Catholic Church, which is understandable. Because they don't want it to be exposed. So it says no cause of death has yet been confirmed. Interesting. William Friedkin equals 83, as does murder. And this really made me go, wow. He died exactly 49 weeks after his birthday. Revelation equals 49. Prince Philip died on 4/9, and his funeral was 666 days before Super Bowl 57. Antichrist equals 49. That 49 number is huge. 4 times 9 is 36. The beast reigns for 3 years and 6 months, which is, of course, 42 months. I get to why England won 4-2 on penalties yesterday. The Exorcist, released in 1973, had audiences horrified and entranced by the story of a 12-year-old girl possessed by the devil. News media at the time reported audiences fainting and vomiting in their seats, and people leaving the theatre shaking and screaming. This is why I say avoid watching these movies. Avoid watching TV at this point, because it's black magic. Everything you see on TV. The film is reported to have grossed 500 million, which is 391 million pounds worldwide. It was nominated for 10 Oscars. 10 Oscars, guys. Satan equals 10. Now, this is really interesting to me. I've been talking about demons and Satan for years now. The latest, titled The Exorcist, The Believer, is expected to be released in October this year. It was directed by David Gordon Green. Just know one of the 4 horsemen is a green horse, who helmed the most recent 3 films in the Halloween franchise, which is, again, Satanic. Remakes of The Exorcist and The Omen are being released this year. And that sounds very sinister to me. You've got remakes of The Exorcist and The Omen, which is all connected to demons, being released in 2023, where we're seeing Satanism everywhere we look, and still people deny Satan's existence. Obviously, both movies are category 18+. 6 + 6 + 6 equals 18. Now, have you ever thought about this? When we think about teens, you go from 13 to 19. Can I get a woo if you agree? As a teenager, it runs from 13 to 19, because prior to that is 12 and 20. There's no teen involved, right? So why is it that when you turn 18 in most nations, you can vote, you can drink alcohol, you can smoke, you can have sex, the list goes on. It's not 19, is it? The last year of your teens, it's 18. Why? Because of Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6. 1318. Not 1319, 1318. That is how it's done in this world. It's all coded. I was up until past 5 a.m. last night working on my Trump book. I did another 5 hours on it. And I am making myself sick. Prior to that, I was sick. I was actually physically sick. I had a parasite. Okay, I was really sick. Working on this book is making me sick again because it's so intense. And I've done it in such a short period of time. So when I do release this book, please support it, guys. Honestly, the work I've put into this, the exhaustion, physical exhaustion, mental, spiritual, the list goes on. Honestly, Satan doesn't want this book to be released. It's my 6th book. It's just organic. It's my 6th book. And it has to be about Trump. The guy who was obviously born the 6th month of the year, who likes to do this at every opportunity. So when I do finish the book, which I hope will be by the end of today, I will promote it tomorrow, and then I'm taking a few days off. I am. I have to. So just give me your energy. I need to get this book out there. I really do. Because you need to see where the world's going. So there's the code for the Exorcist director's death, who died at age 87 on 8/7, and number of the beast equals 87. Please have a different way to pay other than PayPal. I have to work on that. It is the only way people support me is through PayPal. That's naive from me, but also in Mexico, they make it really challenging. It's not like the US where there's so many different payment methods. Okay, Venmo, whatever it may be. Mexico, they make it so hard to receive payments. PayPal is, as far as I'm aware, the only one. But I have to do some more research on that. A lot of people say, I want to send you a tip, crypto. I'm like, I don't take crypto. I don't want to play the crypto game. People call me silly for that. Just hurts my soul even thinking about receiving crypto. It just doesn't sit right with me. I find it hard enough paying on my card still in 2023. I like to pay with cash. Just something about digital currency and handing over a credit card or a debit card. I don't have a credit card, thankfully. I told you my dad always told me never to have a credit card. And I listened to him. I would rather be reading and studying the Bible, yeah. I always have it by my side, pretty much. Right, okay. Chuck, God bless Chuck. What a phenomenal coder. I was actually up with him last night. He worked really hard and he was hoping to go to sleep, but he has a future on England. Like, if you watched the game, Nigeria should have won. They hit the crossbar 3 times. They dominated England. But if the ball's not going to go in the net, it's not going to go in the net. If the codes for Nigeria to get knocked out, they're getting knocked out. So, yeah. Again, if a team goes on to win the World Cup, you don't look back at the last 16 and go, yeah, but they scraped through on penalties against Nigeria. Nobody's interested. Argentina got beat by Saudi Arabia. They won the World Cup. All you remember is that Messi won the World Cup. You don't remember any of the other games. That's the reality. In detail, you go, well, he won the World Cup. So we were talking, and he was really confident England were going to win. Even when it went to extra time and they were down to 10 men, he was confident. He trusted his code. And that's because he's a phenomenal coder. So Nigeria couldn't hit water from a boat. Yeah, Nigeria have actually played 4 games at this Women's World Cup, and 3 of the games finished 0-0. Imagine being a Nigeria fan. 3 of the games finished goalless. Like, The chances of a 0-0, guys, I've never understood 0-0s at that level. Got the best players in the world, and they can't score a goal between them. People justify it as great defending. But the amount of times, like, if it was great defending from England, why did Nigeria hit the bar 3 times? Why did the keeper make some massive saves? That's not great defending, is it? It's just it had to finish 0-0. So, all right, let's get into the England game then. England have a great shot of at least getting to the final, probably winning it, because it seems the numbers are revolved around 1966 when the men's team won it, when they beat Germany 4-2 in the final, where number 10, Jeff Hurst, scored a hat-trick. Obviously, England won this game with 10 men. Satan gets you 10. They played with 10 men for 35 minutes. Satan equals 10 and 35. So if you are one of these bettors who gets overly emotional, if a team goes down to 10 men, it's not always a bad thing. How many times have you seen a team go down to 10 and win? I've seen that many times in professional football. They go down to 10 men and suddenly, get a woo if you agree with me, because you know I'm right. Suddenly a team goes down to 10 men and they become better. Give me a woo if you agree with that. Teams go down to 10 men and they seem to play better. That's what happened yesterday. They were like, the coach has made tactical changes. They're now playing way better. And that's with 10 men. Imagine she made the changes when they had 11 women. Sorry. Wigman, the England coach. Don't Adam, stop. They'll demonetize you. Don't say what you want to say. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Guys, I can't get used to this X with Twitter. Have you noticed when you close a tab as well, you have to click on the little X in the corner? I just can't. I look for my Twitter on my tabs because I have so many tabs open. I'm like, where is it? I'm like, oh, there it is. The X. So let's break down this England game then. Again, I'm focusing on this game. Why does my pink photo keep losing likes? My pinned post is pink. And every time I go to it, I've got less likes every day. They're making it really hard for me, guys. It does definitely affect my motivation on certain days, putting in all this work. And you're actually getting less acknowledgement or views, which is frustrating because you want people to see this. Right, let's break this down. Before I get into it, I just want to say this quote that I put on Twitter. Do not walk ahead unless the Lord Jesus Christ is ahead of you. I hope you understand what that means. Okay? Do not walk ahead unless the Lord Jesus Christ is ahead of you. Basically, you've got to put Jesus ahead of yourself if you want to make forward motion. So there was definitely a very similar storyline with Lauren James and David Beckham. Again, I can't say what I want to say about the gender. I just can't. But I think you know. I think you know. So England 0, Nigeria 0. 87 minutes. James is sent off. Shades of Beckham in 98. All the plaudits for James' sensational tournament are up in smoke as she quite rightly sees red. You know, red, the colour associated with Satan. So she just stamped on a player. It made absolutely no sense. And it looked very deliberate. It's like something you would do in a wrestling ring. Then it says this: you can understand the 21-year-old's clear frustration at her own and England's poor performance in this game. but there's no excuse for stamping on an opponent, and she's put their World Cup hopes in huge jeopardy. So, you know, Beckham, he kicked out at Simeone in 1998. Beckham going into that tournament was absolutely adored by the English public. He was adored. And then he kicked out at Simeone, which was nonsensical. All right? And he got sent off. Interestingly, Simeone was wearing number 8 and Beckham was wearing number 7. 8-7. James got sent off after 87 minutes on 8-7. Number of the beast equals 87. She wears number 7, just like Beckham wears number 7. So you had that. You also had the stamp, do you remember, with Rooney? So in those cases, England, they actually lost when Beckham and Rooney got sent off. But on this case, because everything's inverted, the women's team actually went on to win. So again, Chuck said, I think they're actually going to do the opposite here. I think James is going to get sent off and England are actually going to progress on penalties. He said all of this to me. Now, it was like 4 a.m. my time. So, yeah, it's really good when you have a lot of conviction behind your work. It's essential, I think. So, check this out. Sent off after 87 minutes on 8-7. The same day, Messi, in his pink jersey, born in 87, scored 2 goals for Beckham's Inter Miami. Messi won the FIFA Youth World Cup final versus Nigeria. I know that because I've written a book about the history of the World Cups. Guys, if you haven't purchased any of my books, that's a way you can support me. Maybe you don't want to commit to the website. I understand that. The books, there's no books like my books out there. Somebody messaged me yesterday saying, I just read your World Cup book for the 5th time and it's still like incredible. It still learns something new every time. So that's definitely a way you can support me if you don't want to commit to a website. Because there's so much knowledge in those books. I still think my Trump one's going to trump them all though. So yeah. It's like the same storyline as 98, other than England won on penalties. So this is what happened. England beat Nigeria 4-2 on penalties to move on to the quarterfinals. That's the last 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Huge number with Trump. All right. Just know that this Women's World Cup began the 201st day of the year. And the first day in office for the 47th president is 201. And this game was played exactly 47 weeks after the recent anniversary of 9/11, which Trump witnessed firsthand, according to him. But then again, practically everything he says is a lie, so it's hard to believe, but that's what he says. So England won 4-2 on penalties. They did this 7 months and 30 days after Nigeria keeper's birthday. And England won the 66 World Cup final 4-2 on 7/30, July the 30th. England's keeper's birthday was 21 weeks and 6 days ago, 216, which I rave on about. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And number 6 lifted the trophy in 66. He was wearing red. And obviously 6 penalties were scored. 4 plus 2 is 6. This game was played, guys, 33 weeks after Argentina won the World Cup final, which finished 3-3 after extra time, and Messi's Argentina won it 4-2 on penalties, just like England just won 4-2 on penalties. So the numbers with England's women's team, they revolved around the 66. They were when England won the Euros, 56 years after the Church of Satan was founded. Church of Satan equals 56. Remember, England women, they beat Germany in the Euro final, all connected to war. connected to war. And then Germany in this World Cup, they got knocked out. They got knocked out, guys, in a massive shock because it's not the talent of the players. Lean on Messi now. 7 goals in 4 games. I told my mate Javi that Messi would score 2, I think a day before he did. Sometimes kick myself because I don't post it. I tell people all the time, just without a deep code, I'm like, he's like, do you think this is going to hit? Do you think Messi will score and Inter Miami will qualify? I'm like, let me look. All right. So he's got 5 goals in 3 games. If he gets 2, it's 7 in 4. I said, I think he gets 2. And he got 2. And he got the goal that equalized to make it 4-4. Remember, Argentina won their first World Cup 44 years before Messi and Argentina won in 2022. That was their 3rd World Cup win because they've won 3 and lost 3. They've played in 6 World Cup finals. A lot of people believe if Argentina qualify for the upcoming World Cup that they'll win again and get their 7th. I don't know if there will be another World Cup. If there is, definitely keep an eye on them. Will Messi still be playing? I'm sure he'll be there. Beckham lost on penalties in Argentina match, France 98. Yep. It's when number 10, Michael Owen, scored that unbelievable goal for England. Not Maradona-esque, but remember, he cruised through all of Argentina's back line, and his finish was honestly one of the best strikes I've ever seen. I still remember that game. I was in my parents' bedroom. I remember Sol Campbell's header getting disallowed. It looked like we were going to progress. I remember Beckham. I remember nearly crying when he got sent off. This is the energy that Satan can take from us. I remember that Owen goal like it was yesterday. So that's how I play. I drive at defenders the way Owen used to. And then Owen pulled his hamstring multiple times, didn't he? And then he slowed down. And then he wasn't half the player he was when he was younger. Can't purchase, bro. My Visa debit card does not work in Trinidad internationally, and I don't have PayPal. I understand, bro. I'm talking about people who can support the work. But I do believe my books are a must-read. I think everybody who's read them will admit that. The 4-4 connects to the the UK. Their emergency dialing code is 911, but their area code, the national code, is +44. Elizabeth's Jubilee was 4 days, which is 96 hours, and she died at age 96. England hosted Euro 96. Who beat them? Germany. How? Shootout. Shootout connects to war. It said England are first to shoot. I've noticed this in major tournaments. The team that shoots first often wins. I looked into the stats in a lot of major tournaments. The team that gets the first penalty often wins. So it's something to consider going forward for you guys who bet. The team that gets that first penalty often wins. Not always, but from what I saw, the majority of the time. So Messi's Inter Miami, they went down 4-2, right? Let's say you bet on Dallas. Tell me what you would do. Chuck or anyone else in the chat. If your team's up 4-2 late in the game, tell me what you would do as a bettor, as a smart bettor, which I'm trying to help people. I don't bet, but I try and help. What would you do? Who were they playing? Who were Inter Miami playing? They were playing Dallas, weren't they? So Shaquille would bet for a draw. Chuck would cover double chance. There's so many things you could do. So many things you could do. You could do over 6.5 goals. You could do the double chance Chuck said. You could do Inter Miami to qualify. There's all sorts of things you could have done. If you're in the driving seat as a bettor, you have to take advantage of it. It's that simple. Cash out. 4-2 up late in the game. So I'm just trying to teach people this. What's the point? They're 4-2 up with 10 minutes left. You take the money and run. Because in 10 minutes, they scored 2 goals. Penalty shootout finished 3-5. Messi won the World Cup at age 35. Trossard equalised exactly 35 weeks after his birthday. Javi's in the chat. This is Javi, my bro. He called all of the Messi and Inter Miami. Javi, didn't I tell you that Messi would score 2? He'd get 7 goals in 4 games, 7 the 4th prime. US Independence Day is 7-4. I told you he'd score 2, didn't I? 2 goals. It wasn't 1 or 3. I said he's going to get 2. Gambling is Satan's bank account. I think, obviously, Satan doesn't need our money. He needs our energy. Money is currency. Currency is energy. Satan doesn't need money. He needs your energy. Right, I'm going to read some of Chuck's work here. Because it's just remarkable. Chuck, am I okay reading it? This is Chuck's. This isn't me. Chuck and I code. We're very similar. I just think he's superior to me when it comes to history, the code. And I think nobody comes close to him. So I'm going to read this for you, all right? Again, it's his work. But we're a team. We are a team on my website. It's not, truth's no competition at this point for me. So England's number 7 gets sent off, just like number 7, David Beckham, was sent off against Argentina in 1998. Just so you know, guys, when I'm not staring at the phone, it means it's coming from my head. Just so you know, England won the penalty shootout 4-2. The Falklands War began on 4-2 in 1982, and it ended on Donald Trump's 36th birthday. Obviously, Argentina won the World Cup, first time in 36 years. Maradona died with 36 days left in the year. He died on 11/25. Add up those numbers, 36. All right, Messi goes to the US at age 36. Argentina came into the World Cup 36 games undefeated. So, yeah, the Falklands War between Argentina and England began on April the 2nd, 4-2. Yes, it did. That sending off was 1,310 weeks to this one. Exact. Championship equals 131. Who was born on 1310? This got me going, whoa. Collaboration is key. I agree, Javier. Margaret Thatcher, who died 113 months before the Queen. This is in my Queen book. I think he already probably knew it. Coronavirus pandemic equals 113. It was declared a pandemic on 11/3. Just know 11 times 3 is 33. The Community Shield was exactly 33 weeks after Argentina won the World Cup final, which finished 3-3 after extra time. Argentina are now 3-3 in World Cup finals. The coronavirus pandemic equals 253. Thatcher died 2,530 days before it was declared a pandemic. Thatcher died 8 months, 12 days after London Olympics 2012 opening ceremony, which was a foreshadowing of the coming pandemic. That's in my book, my Trump book. The 2012 Olympic opening ceremony foreshadowed 2020. Undeniably. 400 weeks, 2 days after Maggie Thatcher's death, and the beast reigns for 42 months. Margaret Thatcher was born the 286th day of the year. England qualified to the quarterfinals after beating Nigeria 4-2 on penalties. England won the World Cup in 66, 4-2 against Germany. The Georgia Guidestones were erected in 1980, came down in 2022. 42 years later, 20 plus 22 equals 42. They came down on 7/6 on George Bush Jr.'s 76th birthday, and 7 times 6 equals 42. The last time Nigeria women's team lost on penalties was 18-7-22 in the African Nations Cup against Morocco. Notice France are playing Morocco in the Women's World Cup, just like they did in the Men's World Cup. France won that game. Morocco, it's the first time they'd ever qualified for a World Cup, and they're in the knockout stages. It's because they have the pentagram in their flag, which connects to Satanism. That's why Morocco did so well in the Men's World Cup with a very average team that did very poorly in the African Cup of Nations. So, says this, like I said, last time Nigeria women's team lost on penalties was 18-7-22 in the African Nations Cup against Morocco, known as the Atlas Lionesses. England's women's team are known as the Lionesses. England now playing the quarterfinals on 12/8. 3 years, 22 weeks after coronavirus was declared a pandemic. 3-2-2 Skull and Bones. I'm going to add to this, Chuck. England just beat Nigeria 322 days after the Queen's funeral. Hey, Joey, much love to you, brother. I know you love Chuck's work, so you'll be enjoying this live. Queen's funeral was 322 days ago. Georgia Guidestones were erected 3-2-2. England's quarterfinal game will be on the 11-year anniversary of the London Olympics closing ceremony. You can watch all of this on YouTube. Guys, you can watch the closing and opening ceremonies of all the Olympics on YouTube. JR, I agree with what you're saying about Thatcher. Now this bit is staggering. The Women's World Cup final is on 20th of August. 177 weeks, 6 days after the UK went into lockdown on 23/3/2020. The Illuminati, guys, were founded 1776. So was the United States of America. And Queen Elizabeth was born 1,776 days after Prince Philip. I've got more 1776s in my Trump book. If you're hungry, eat something. Great advice there from me. Or 40 months, 28 days. 4 times 28 equals 112. The Jesuits, of course, operate in 112 nations. Catholicism equals 112. George Perry Floyd Jr. equals 112. Obviously, Georgia Guidestones, George Orwell, Prince George, St. George's flag. The list goes on. George Bush. The Georgia Guidestones equals 233. 2 times 33 equals 66. The Church of Satan was founded in 66. The UK went into lockdown 1 year, 5 months, and 6 days after Event 201. 9/11 to 156 prime. King Salah Mohammed, his birth is 15/6. That's why he's dominated the Premier League for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Yeah, George Lucas, the director. What's the Scores? George Dawes. Did you ever watch that show? Shooting Stars. Hollywood. Angels. Queen died 911 days after coronavirus was declared a pandemic. Event 201 significant because the Women's World Cup began on the 201st day of the year, which was the anniversary of the moon landing and also Giselle's birthday, Brady's ex-wife. Not together. They broke up when Giselle was 42 years old. England's women's captain, Millie Bright, has many similarities with England's 1966 World Cup winning captain, Bobby Moore. Millie Bright wears 6. Bobby Moore wore 6. Bright plays for Chelsea. Bobby Moore's middle name was Chelsea. It's funny how the player who got sent off Lauren James plays for Chelsea, who was sponsored by 3. World War III, Chelsea, who've played in 3 Champions League finals, sponsored by a company called 3 that was founded 3303. So we'll see if James gets a 3-game ban or a 1-game ban. But again, just because James is the best player, it don't mean anything. Who got the winning goal for Portugal in their Euros win in 2016? It wasn't Ronaldo, it was Eder. What happened to him after that goal? Did he just disappear? Do you remember that guy? Eder? I think he played at Swansea. I was like, why is he even in the squad for Portugal? He comes on, gets the winning goal. I've done the numbers behind it. What happened to him after that goal? I think they said that because it was against France, he was playing in France at the time. So I think the story is that. So every time he played away from home, he was getting booed by the fans because he got the winning goal against France. And supposedly that knocked his confidence. And since then, it ruined his career. To be a pro athlete, guys, in reality, you need to have immense mental strength. Immense mental strength. And I'm almost certain that's what they said. He was playing in France. He got the winning goal against France, and then he was getting booed in every stadium. It affected his confidence, and then he never recovered from it. What? And we know how it works, guys. When it comes to booing players, it lasts a few weeks, usually. And then there's something else to distract them or somebody else to boo. They weren't going to boo him the whole season. And if anything, for me, like as an athlete, a competitor, a footballer, if I was getting booed for scoring a winning goal for my nation, I'd have a bit of fun with it. I'd let them know. Do you know what I mean? I'd let them know about it. I go, yeah, I did get that winning goal. I was playing for my country. And of course, I wanted to do my best for my country. I got the winning goal. Deal with it. I would have come out in an interview. I would have tweeted it all. I say, get over it, guys. I got the winning goal. Move on. And they would have done. So it's nonsense. Yeah, Balotelli disappeared. Because they play the role. Their numbers will be there for a specific amount of time to fulfill their role. Bobby Moore died in 1993. Bryant was born in 1993. Do you know who else was born in 1993? Harry Kane. So England's men's captain and England's women's captain were both born in 1993, which was the year of the World Trade Center bombings. You do know Harry Kane was born exactly 22 weeks after Bobby Moore died, and then he captained England in the 22nd edition of the World Cup, yeah? Or how Harry Kane was born exactly 79 years after World War I began, the 22nd prime, yeah? If you read my World Cup book, guys, and purchase that, you'll see that. You'll see why Harry Kane, who can't even talk, is the captain of his nation. You'll see why Harry Kane, who was basically turned away by many clubs when he was young, is now England's captain. All right? He went out on loan and most of the clubs said, all right, we don't want him. They didn't want him. But now he's England's captain. Bright born 25 weeks, 3 days after Moore's death. 253 is the 22nd triangular number. So another 22. Cain and Abel, yeah, biblical. Cain killed Abel. And people want to, is Cain going to go to Bayern Munich? Is he going to United? Is he staying at Spurs? Who cares? Who cares? Coronavirus pandemic 253, the Knights Templar 253, the All-Seeing Eye equals 253. 25 weeks, 3 days is 179 days. The 41st prime, the Queen equals 41. Skull and Bones equals 41. George Bush Sr. was the 41st US president. He said there will be a new world order. We know Kobe died at 41. The United States of America have won 41 games at the Women's World Cup. I'm surprised they didn't get that 42nd, but we know 9/11 occurred on 41 date numerology pure. So it's madness. It's absolute madness. Beckham, by the way, when he got sent off, it was after 47 minutes against Argentina, which again connects with my 47s with the upcoming presidential election. He got sent off after 47 minutes. Eriksson, on his return to Denmark after a cardiac arrest, he scored after 47 minutes, 2 minutes into his return against the Netherlands. Caveman Dude, another exceptional coder. When it comes to the Women's World Cup, I don't think anyone has come close to his coding. I'm sure he had England yesterday to qualify, but he is a special coder. A special coder. He was actually happy when the US women's national team got knocked out in a ridiculous penalty shootout. You had Australia today too. Brilliant. Will they play in Denmark, I think? It's a blessing to have a platform with so many incredible minds. I'll say that. Even if it one day gets reduced to 100 people, if I keep those people that have that mind, the Chucks, the Seans, the list goes on, I'll be more than happy. I know they're there to the end. As long as I have a platform, they'll be there. Where's Bernardo Silva, Mbappe, and Kane's next club? Shaquille, without being annoying, at this point in my journey, I don't care. Will Mbappe go to Real Madrid? Very likely. Could he stay in Paris? Very likely. Kane, will they drag it out? Every year is involved in leaving Spurs. He never leaves. If he does leave, I'll tell you why. Because it'll be biblical why he leaves. So will he go to Bayern Munich? The Bavarians, where the Illuminati were founded? Very possible. Because Harry Kane has a lot of war connections. Will he go to Man United? I don't think so. But if he does, the Red Devils, Kane killed his brother. It makes sense. Will he stay at Tottenham? I think it's basically very similar to like Alan Shearer. They'll look back on Harry Kane saying he was this phenomenal goal scorer. He stayed loyal with a club. He didn't get that big money move. And it'll be a case of what ifs. Break all these records, but you look back and you're like, what did he win? What did Shearer win? He won a Premier League title with Blackburn. I'm not sure he won anything else. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Shearer win anything else? Despite being the Premier League's all-time leading scorer? Kane will probably break his record. But yeah, exactly. Shearer was always linked with Man United. Fergie wanted him. And what happened was Shearer turned them down, and Ferguson actually signed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who actually gave Erling Haaland his debut. Did you know that? So again, if this was legit and it wasn't a code, Shearer always does this on Match of the Day when he's talking. He always does like whatever that triangle is. He always does that. If you're a footballer like Alan Shearer, you're playing at a semi-decent Newcastle team. At the time, Man United were arguably the best team in the world. They come in for you. They offer you more money. You're going to be their first name on the team sheet. You're going to turn them down because you want to stay loyal to Newcastle? No, as a businessman, as a footballer who has aspirations, they say Shearer was one of the most competitive players in Premier League history. If Man United come in for you, You sign for them. But he didn't because the code won't allow it. Will Mbappe get a new boyfriend? Depends if he breaks up with his current one. Has he broken up with his current boyfriend? My codes wouldn't be good if I wouldn't know them. What, in regards to Chuck and I? Thank you. No, I get great pleasure. There's like Abid, my brother Abid. He does classes with me in regards to coding. And he's gone to the next level. So yeah, I've put out work. I've shared my insights. And I have absolute no issue with people coding the way I code. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. 2020 code, they won 2-0. Good. 20's playing very big. Cher has no personality. Yeah, yet he's still a pundit. He doesn't have any personality, does he? He's constantly smiling. Hey, Johnny, much love. He's always smiling, Shearer. He's got his tiny little eyes, hasn't he? You're going to laugh at me. I actually never rated him. I've said this a few times. I never rated Shearer. I know he got all those goals. He got loads of headers, didn't he? Guy would get down the line, whip it back, Shearer, header. He got a couple of screamers. I'll give him that, just like Rooney. But as a player, like, again, if I'm comparing Shearer to Thierry Henry, there's no comparison as an actual footballer. Like, Shearer couldn't beat a player. You'd never see him run at a defender. He wasn't that tall, but he always seemed to be in the right spot for an header. Because it's just, again, Shearer loved that celebration, Baphomet. It has to be demonic possession, man. Eyes like bat holes. I think every few months, everyone moves up a level. Yeah, I think if you take this code and not obsess over just the outcome of a game, like you can code the guy, the director for The Exorcist dying and go, geez, The Exorcist is getting re-released and The Omen the same year. You're like, okay, I better prepare spiritually. Not just like, oh, I think the Braves are going to beat the Pirates today. Oh, well, there's not that much value in the Braves. Oh, but they could be in play possibilities. It's the same stuff every day that I have to deal with. Like, coding baseball is not going to change your life. Winning a little bit of money gambling, it won't change your life. Understanding the code, understanding the spiritual warfare, being aware of where the world is going so you're not as shocked when it happens, which it will, is priceless. The sports element is a huge element of what I do because it's prophesizing where the world's going through the symbolism, through the outcomes, through the date durations. That's why I do it. It's why I'll keep doing it. Even though I don't make any cash from YouTube anymore, which is scandalous. I'm thinking of setting up a podcast. I am at that point, unfortunately, where I'm thinking about setting up a podcast and you need a membership. It's my job like this. I don't have like a proper job anymore. I am getting to that point. Because it is frustrating spending hours and hours and hours and hours and hours a day staring at a screen. But I do it. I do it for you. It has to be for you because I ain't getting anything out of it other than revealing this. But I am at that point where I might have to start doing podcasts. And the people who really want to be there are going to be there, who really actually are appreciative of the code and what I reveal. So anyways, oh my word. I've just seen The Exorcist director who died at age 87 on 8/7 got married in 87. Are you kidding me? He got married in 87. Oh, by the way, when Inter Miami beat FC Dallas, it was 4-4. That was the round of 16, and 4 times 4 is 16. The Messi opened the scoring after 6 minutes. My goodness, 6 minutes. Do you know Harvey Neville plays for Inter Miami? The son of Phil Neville. Do you know that he was born on 26/6? Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. Are you aware of that? Phil Neville's son, Harvey Neville, he wears number 18, 6 + 6 + 6. He was born 26/6, 2002. Now, just tell me this. Tell me this. Gary Neville, I bring this up a lot. Gary Neville played for Man United, he captained them, and he played for England. Played at World Cups and Euros. His brother, Philip Neville, played for Man United, played for England at Euros and World Cups. These brothers, both defenders, both not particularly fast, both not particularly technically talented, both pretty short, but they both represented the best team in the world at the time, and England, one of the best nations in the world. Now their sister, Google this person, represented England netball. Now you have Phil Neville. By the way, Phil Neville coached England women's national team. I wonder why. Do you remember that? Philip Neville coached England women's national team. He got fired. Then he goes to Inter Miami and coaches them and gets fired. But his son is now playing for Inter Miami. Just like Beckham's son, Romeo. How's this being done? How's this being done? This is about the old Exorcist, right? It was a pre-anniversary 9/11 ritual movie in 1973. Same year World Trade Center opened. Film opens with the Muslim call to prayer. Wow. Oh, that's really interesting. I was actually speaking about ice hockey, Sean, the other day with a Canadian friend at Bible study. And I think he told me 48% of the NHL is made up of Canadians. It's obviously Canada's #1 sport. But 48% of the NHL are Canadian players. Did you know that? 90-year-old neighbor just got me for a few minutes. I can't talk to him. Why? What's he saying to you? Beckham's son, who recently got married, gives me really creepy vibes. He reminds me of Bieber. Romeo. Are you talking about Brooklyn? The whole Beckham family give me the creeps. I've met them all. I've told you. I've met all of the Beckham family. David, Victoria, Brooklyn, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper. I've met all of them. And I've told you, Posh Spice gave me the creeps. I was this close to Posh Spice, and I was like, whoa. Whoa. So, Harvey James Neville. You can say it's not coded, it's not satanic, but you can't deny that it's corrupt. And you know what they're going to say? Oh, look, his son got booed because he's not good enough. He was getting booed in the MLS because he ain't good enough. Do So it's not right that your dad was a footballer, that you're going to be one. There's so much corruption in these sports. No, I've not coded Harvey Price. It gets better. I know all the movies that are pre-anniversary and still counting. 1973, also same year as Abortion, Alice Cooper, $1 Billion Babies, Transhumanism, $6 Million Man. Incredible. Remember James Blunt had a song called 1973. Could have picked any year. And he has a song called 1973. What's wrong with my sides? I've got stabbing pains in my sides. George Floyd was born in 1973. The same year the Exorcism was released. George Floyd. By the way, you know when Beckham got sent off? I told you that Beckham has a cross tattoo here. He was born in Whip's Cross Hospital in London. Whip is another term for cross. And when he got sent off against Argentina for kicking out of Simeone, the last time Man United won the Champions League, as far as I'm aware, they got beat by Simeone's Atletico Madrid. And they said that he got crucified by the public. A cross. David Beckham, the greatest crosser of the ball, was crucified by the public. They actually was images of him getting burnt on a cross. Do you remember that, Chuck? Beckham, when he got sent off against Argentina, on the news, there was videos of Beckham, not literally David Beckham, but like somebody did a straw figure of him and burnt him on a cross. Crucified, cross, Beckham. He's got the eagle tattoo, the cross tattoo. Yes. They broke ground on the Pentagon, yep, 9/11/41, same year as World War II, when they also slammed planes into things, supposedly. Yeah, this guy's really good, this Snowball. Snowball, are you on my website? You seem like you'd be another incredible addition with your finds. James Bond, what's he saying? James Bond was the saint before he was 007. 7 connects to God. It connects to God. 007 is just 7 in numerology. 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. I'll call you in 10 minutes, Wepper. Just saw you, never heard of you before, but yeah, I know a lot. Yeah, 777 is 73. Yeah, 7 threes. 777 or 3 sevens. It's a huge number with Donald Trump is the 7. Obviously, David Beckham's number was 7. It's just it's a huge number. God created the world in 7 days. Well, I'm glad you found my work, Snowball. If you have a YouTube channel or anything, tell me. I'll promote you just from reading your codes alone. Chuck has the same birthday with John D. I have the same birthday as my dad, which I still find to be remarkable. Adam, are you going to break down music soon? I've done it. I'll do it again if you want. Rock and roll is the devil. It's the devil, guys. The winning penalty for England was scored by number 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. She was born 15-1, 36 prime. 666, the 36 try. 6 times 6 is 36. England won the World Cup in 66. I know this England's women's keeper was number 1 and Nigeria's was number 16. That's 116. That's the date Brady played his last ever game in the NFL. 116 connects to war, which I've written about in my book. Yeah, Trump is 9/11. I'm writing a book now, mate. I'm releasing it tomorrow. Yeah, 45th president, soon to become 47th. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. He witnessed 9/11, so we're told. 45 is the 9th triangular number, and 4 plus 5 is 9. 9's the number of completion because it's the last single-digit number. That's why George Orwell's book 1984 was his 9th and final book that he published, and then he died. 1984 is going to play out in the next couple of years. If you haven't read the book, read it because that's where the world's going. Adverts were brilliant in the 70s. I wasn't born until 86. What's for lunch? No idea. Think quiche. I think I'm going to have some quiche. I'm going to call my girlfriend after this, eat some quiche, and finish this book. And I'll try and do a live tomorrow to promote the book. I hope everybody on my website purchases the book. You know my work. You know how proven my work is. You know this book's going to help you. I know Joey's getting it. He already told me. Cheers, Joey. There was an English queen in 1953, queen for 9 days. Or 1553, 9 days. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Are you kidding me? So what? 400 years before Elizabeth was coronated, there was a queen for 9 days. Crazy, man. Look out for Jamaica in the Women's World Cup because Trump was born in New York, Jamaica. Look out for that. JR, I'm definitely buying your book. I appreciate it. I get emails every day saying, have you finished? Have you finished? No, I haven't, but I'm really, really close. Really close. No, I'm going to eat quiche for lunch. I'm going to finish the live, call my girlfriend, eat some quiche and salad, finish my book. I've cancelled my English class again because I need to finish this book. Have to. I said to my friend when we were locked down, 1984 is the handbook. He agreed. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you have to read that book to understand that it's playing out or it's about to. I never said Trump would die, Alto. Never once said Trump would die. I said he wasn't gonna. In the lives, I said a lot of people are saying Trump's gonna get shot. A lot of people are saying Trump's gonna die. I said he ain't going anywhere on Obama's birthday. Go back and watch the live. I never once did a post or said Trump was going anywhere. I think he's going to be the 47th president. My book's about that. You know that. Why would I say he's going to die? That was other people. And I said, you've got to be careful of having a certain date in your head. Because if you really convince yourself that's the date a major event's going to happen, if you are a good coder, you will find all of these numbers to back up your thoughts. And that's what happened with all those people that said he was going to die on 8/4 or get shot. It wasn't going to happen on Obama's birthday. I've got too much experience now to know that. So, yeah, I never said that he was going anywhere. Oh, yeah, others were saying that. Oh, okay, sorry, Alto. Yeah, many people were saying it. No. Guys, I've got pain in both my sides here. Don't know what it is. I eat well. So these last games in the Women's World Cup, I will code them. I'm interested now because it is deeply satanic. I'm going to have to keep an eye on them. I'm going to have to. Brave New World tells the truth, yeah. George Orwell was actually inspired by the author of Brave New World, Huxley. And yeah, Brave New World is dystopian, just like 1984. You think Maggie Keenan snuffs it soon? Yeah, the first person to be vaccinated. Margaret Keenan. You're being attacked because of your book. I will pray for you. I absolutely believe that's the case. I never got sick before this knowledge. I never got sick. I was as fit as a fiddle. Seems like every day I feel sick now. Like I said, this morning I've ate well. I had a really healthy smoothie, a banana, some berries, drinking water. Yet still not right. Arsenal's first win this league season will be Arteta's 105th win, going for 14th league title. Yeah, they just won the Community Shield 4-1 on penalties exactly 41 weeks before the Premier League season ends. They just signed number 41, Declan Rice. I've said again, if you bet, you have to do a small bet on Arsenal. They could definitely win the league with the code. I think City. If Arsenal win it, I won't be shocked. I think City. I think I'm the only one who does, strangely, that I've spoken to. I don't think anyone else has said Man City. Anyone else think Man City, or you're thinking Arsenal? I think Man City. You overwork, bro. Everyone needs a break. Thank you, Chuck. I'll finish the book. I take vitamin C. I'll finish the book. I'll take a break. I'll just do the sports picks and finds, and then the amazing coders for a few days. You can take over for me. Haven't looked following your code. Adam, pray and cast out and rebuke your sickness. You might be surprised. I do. Probably need to do it more. JR thinks City. Okay, someone else thinks City. 78 was the start of Maradona. Yeah. Trump becomes the president. He'll be 78 years old, just like Biden. Argentina won the World Cup in 78, the year Kobe Bryant was born. Again, who connects to Trump? When did Kobe die? When Trump was president. What happened when Kobe died? The whole world started to collapse. Mr. 666, Kobe Bryant, everybody. Enjoy the beach. I will for those 2 days. Although it's immensely hot right now. I'm not sure where he is, chapter 18. I'm not sure where he is. 7 God, 8 infinity. They like to use 6, 7, 8 a lot. Yeah. Infinity is 8 because it just goes round and around. It's the snake eating its tail. 8 is a very big number. And it goes under the radar. It does connect to infinity. 7 is connected to God and completion. 6 is the number of a man, number of a beast, the number of imperfection. So yeah, big numbers. I believe Trump will be the 47th and final US president. Then he'll lead us into a new world order. And when there's a new world order, there'll be no nations, there'll be no need for presidents. I think Francis is the last pope, and I think Trump will be the last president, and I think we're approaching the end. I say it, I back it up. I don't know the exact date, but I back it up with scripture. My book will back that up. I think he's the last president. 47 is a huge number in gematria with government. Government 47, politics 47, Democrat 47, Republican 47, White House 47, DC 47, Trump equals 47. It's a big number with politics. I don't think we see another president again. Or we might have one more World Cup after that. There won't be any because there'll be a new world order. There won't be nations. No World Cup then. I don't think people realize how close we are to everything. Just we can sense it. Okay, there's definitely issues with the economy. There's this, there's that. Like I said, I'm really close to it. I just maybe want to just take 2 years off. That'll take me to what? 2025, 2026. And then all hell's going to break loose. All hell is going to break loose. But I have no fear. I've tried to give you videos about having no fear. Should have no fear if you have your faith in God. But Trump, man, that guy connects to everything. Adam, the Exorcist, had loads of strange connections. The actor in the movie turned out to be a serial killer. He was a man that does angiogram on a possessed girl. Yeah, it's deep, Randy. Good stuff. You used to watch movies like The Exorcist, The Omen, Clockwork Orange, The Shining. You'd watch those movies, you'd be entertained. You never actually believed they could be a possibility. But the media lies to you, the news lies to you, the movies tell you the truth. But they do it in such an exaggerated form that you can't comprehend that they're telling you the truth. Exorcisms are real. I never knew that as a kid when I watched The Exorcist. Loads of movies about demonic possession. I didn't believe in demons, so I just thought it was creative writers, just like The Simpsons. X trailer is out. Oh my word. X is 10 in Roman numerals, which connects to the devil. The Omen is the sequel to Rosemary's Baby. The real baby Tate is alive and well. Damien Thorne, with the same initials as Donald Trump, DT, was born at 6 a.m. 6666, which is the year Trump's grandmother, Elizabeth Christ Trump, died. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Nobody can tell me that isn't a demon. You just have to look at modern day rappers. If you want to see demons in the flesh, just look at a modern day rapper now who have like upside down crosses on their forehead, or they're throwing up the devil horns, or the all mocking tongue. One of them has an upside down cross on their tongue. If you want to see a demon, check out Little Uzi Vert and you'll see a demon in the flesh. I think the tattoos, I've told you, they're marks. It's all about the mark of the beast. They're marks. These demons are marking these vessels. Pretty much everyone in Hollywood seems to just be getting tatted up. And now the women. It is witchcraft. If you actually look, a lot of them have very similar tattoos. I don't have a tattoo. I never will. Right. J.K. Rowling, has a Baphomet tattoo on her wrist. Never wrote Harry Potter. Harry Potter's about magic. It actually promoted magic to children. Spells. She never wrote Harry Potter. It's the devil's work. J.K. joke. But of course, J.K. Rowling has her story. She was a failed author. She was suicidal. She couldn't pay the bills. And then, whoa, she comes across Harry Potter and it changes her life. And she's a beautiful story of overcoming adversity. Never give up. Don't fall for all of that. It's not about never giving up when it comes to these A-listers. It's they work for the devil. They get rewarded in this realm. Satan is the god of this earth. So it ain't that work hard, sacrifice, maybe the sacrifice part. Work hard, never give up. That's John Cena. Never give up. That ain't how it works, unfortunately, guys, within the world of celebrity mainstream. It ain't about your talent. It ain't about your work rate. It's about, are you giving yourself to the devil or not? Beckham promoted tattoos. I've told you, he was the poster boy for tattoos. And loads of my mates started getting tattoos after he did. Now you've got Bieber doing it. Harry Styles doing it. And how it is all these girls like these guys, and then the guys want to be liked by the girls, so they copy what these guys are doing. They'll dress like them. They'll get tattoos like them. They'll grow their hair out long like them. Beckham showed who he was wearing his dresses and his long hair and putting makeup on and having his own perfume, but he was Mr. what, heterosexual? No, he's just showing you who he was or who he is. Well, talent and luck is important. From there, they got this. You don't get to do what you want. It's like the people who believe that these, like Taylor Swift writes her own songs. You're so gullible. Satan don't allow these musicians to write their own songs. Jay-Z didn't become a billionaire because he's got a business mind on his shoulder and he's a gifted rapper. All right? He didn't marry Beyonce because he wanted to. So, do some of them have talent going into the world of celebrity? Yes. Many of them are given it. So, yeah. No, tattoos are not the mark of the beast. So that's in your right hand or your forehead. It's just a mark on your body. God created you in his image. He didn't create you with tattoos, did he? You don't see babies born with tattoos. Animals like sheep, they get marked. So, yeah, that's what it is. It's just destroying God's creation. And in the name of art, in the name of expressing yourself, it's the devil. It's Satanism. It's all about expressing yourself, and you can't be judged. And now if you do judge people, you get reported. You get demonetized. Soon, what's going to happen is you'll get actually punished. You get arrested for it. That's why I said next year in all sports, dissent, you're going to see players getting red cards for dissent. Because if you question authority, you're going to get beaten. You're going to get punished. And that's 1984. You're going to get a boot slammed on your face. That's all it is. These sports tell you where the world's going. Right. Snowball. Ooh. Jeez, what was that? Snowball, thank you. I'm glad you found this work. If you want to check out the website, check it out. If not, no worries. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know. I'll promote it right now. Thank you, everybody who's listened. Yeah, Florence and the Machine, Florence, Italy, Vatican, the Machine, Satan. He is the machine that keeps this satanic system running. Although our energy is an essential aspect of that. But he does look like Noah Fielding, yeah. Yeah, I think he's not funny at all. Is that the guy who looks and dresses a bit like Russell Brand? He had that TV show. I don't think he's funny in the slightest. Very, very, very camp in it. We know why. What show was he in? Remind me again. Amazing stuff, Adam. Thank you. That will be the end of me and maybe a few other people. What will be? Desmond Child, Demon's Child, wrote Bon Jovi, Halfway There, famous the same year as the halfway point from the World Trade Center opening to destruction. Wow. Halfway there, living on a prayer. You got the 7-year prophecy, and obviously the beast reigns for 3 years and 6 months. That's half of 7 years. Living on a prayer, I think you do have to pray to God at this point. No, I actually think Florence and the Machine, he or her or the demon, I used to like Florence and the Machine. I watched them at Leeds Festival. I thought they were extremely talented. Yeah, Brand has Hindu god tattoos. Because he's New Age, he's all about we're all our own God and we should learn from every religion, take the best bits of it. No, the Bible tells you that. That's not how it works. Be aware of false teachings, false apostles during the end times, because we got warned of them and they're everywhere. Tate, Brand, Trump, Francis. LeBron. They're all over the show, guys, these false prophets. They're everywhere now. David Icke. Everywhere. And we got told to be prepared for them. I've not coded in Mankind. Right. Before I go, guys, can you ping that like? Oregon and Washington joined the Big Ten on 8-4. Oh, my goodness. Didn't know that. Julian Assange, and he's not in jail. Not a chance. Never been in jail. Never been in jail. Just like MLK never went to jail in Birmingham and then wrote that letter. They didn't go to jail. Like Tate wasn't in jail. Brittany Griner was not in jail. Just simple as that. They don't put their own in jail, guys. Adam, there's 144 days left in the year on August the 9th. Wow. 8-9, 24th prime. Julian Assange initials 10-1. Brilliant. Yeah. Wow. 26 prime. Wow, yeah. Room 101 in 1984 is basically a torture chamber, if you read that book. It was a TV show called Room 101. You need to watch that. Limp Bizkit, Keep Rolling. Last video made on the World Trade Center 1 year before destruction. Hands two up, hands down, let's roll. Back up, back up. Tell me what you're going to do now. Yeah, they actually sang for The Undertaker. The Undertaker, one of the most iconic wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling, he was the American Badass, and his song was Limp Bizkit, that song, Keep Rolling. And he came down on a motorbike. And remember, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man foreshadowed the Twin Towers coming down in the 80s. Oh, yeah. The Twin Towers are going to come crashing down, baby. Because they were in a tag team match against the Twin Towers. They called that in the 80s. In the 80s, guys. In my, I think it's my Queen book, I discuss wrestling and the industry. The New World Order. Okay. Triple H, the King of Kings, mocking Jesus. Randy Orton, the Viper, the Snake, which is Satan. John Cena, You Can't See Me, You Can't See the Devil. Judgment Day, all the pay-per-views, Hell in a Cell. Survivor Series. Again, how many shows have we had recently about surviving or movies? Hunger Games, The Survivor. All right. It's all out there. They're just telling us where we're going. Bear Grylls, How to Survive. Why would they do this? Popular shows in the Western world. Big Boss Man from Georgia. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. He died. There's so many examples with wrestling. Roman Reigns connects to the Vatican. Seth Rollins is the Monday Night Messiah. CrossFit Jesus. Seth was the third child of Adam and Eve. Seth turned on his brother, Roman Reigns. Obviously, Kane killed his brother Abel. The Shield connects to war. It's all there. Ric Flair was the leader of the Four Horsemen, which is Revelation. They say the most dominant faction is the Four Horsemen, followed by the New World Order. Ric Flair, the GOAT, which is Baphomet. So, yeah. Ric Flair. Yeah, I loved Ric Flair. Not anymore. Not anymore. His last match was connected to Revelation. I've done a video about it. And he also connects to 1984. There's Austin 3:16 is mocking John 3:16. The Rock, Christ is the Rock. Obviously, Rock and Austin. He's the Texas rattlesnake. Snake, Satan, serpent, Garden of Eden, destruction of mankind, the fall of man. the nature boy, and then we've got all of this about climate change, nature. Yeah. Adam, I looked into Thomas, the Dynamite Kid, died on his 60th birthday, all alone and recluse, living in an apartment in poverty. Yeah, I watched his documentary. Member of the British Bulldogs with Davy Boy. Rick Rude, Scott Hall. Yeah, they die young. They always say they were wrestling with their demons. Wrestlers. They wrestle with the demons. You're on the road 300 plus days a year, traveling in a ring, taking bumps, not sleeping, taking meds, drinking alcohol, shitty diets, and you wonder why they die young. They don't have insurance from, they might now, but they never used to have cover because they were regarded as self-employed. So if they got injured, they had to pay for it. The bills in the US are criminal. So if they got a bad injury, pretty much every penny they made was gone unless they were an elite top tier star. Most wrestlers didn't make money. They may have been on TV and it looked like they had money. Unless you're in the main event as a wrestler, consistently in the main event, you ain't making enough money to retire. Most wrestlers, they appear for a couple of years and disappear. Longevity is difficult in the wrestling industry. And then imagine being a wrestler, and then what are you going to be? Go work in an office when you've been taking bumps and chairs to the head? So yeah, that industry is it entertaining? Of course it is. That's why billions of people around the world watch it. All right, let me give you an example here. The Padres are playing the Dodgers. The Padres went up 5-0. Bet365, they pay you out. You've won. Now the Dodgers just scored 8 runs in 1 inning. So what do you do there? Your team's 5-0 up, probably got a 90% chance of winning. You take your money, don't you? It's now 8-5. Yes, TJ, I agree. It is all an illusion. Like singers and rappers, they don't own those houses in their videos. They don't own the diamond necklaces or the Lamborghinis. It's all an illusion. They're slaves to that system. They don't own anything. Just like that's what the World Economic Forum says. You'll own nothing and be happy. That'll be here by 2030. Mr. Perfect, again, he just, when you're thinking about the Bible, that's biblical blasphemy. God is the only perfect entity. So we can just say, okay, it's just entertaining. Yeah, it was a great gimmick. Never won the world title, but to call yourself perfect, that's blasphemy. Then you might go, oh, stop being so sensitive, Adam. It is. He wasn't perfect. If he was so perfect, he would have won a world title, wouldn't he? Which he never did. Right. Yeah, I was obsessed with WWE, Joey, so you're not the only one, mate. Hey, Adam, I made it to the live stream. Cheers, mate. Cheers, PMC. Thanks for supporting me. In regards to the tip you said you were going to send me, if you're struggling financially, don't bother. Keep it for yourself if you're struggling, okay? But thanks for tuning in. I'm about to leave. Yeah, Mr. Perfect mocked God. He did. They're slaves. Yeah, there is an element of sympathy for some of them, especially if they're born into it. I've said this. Brittany, Justin, Christina, all came through the Mickey Mouse Club as kids. There's an element of sympathy. Michael Jackson, if they get possessed, guys, there ain't a lot they can do about it. Unless they find Christ, those demons, they just get more and more influential in their lives. So, yeah, there's an element of, that's tough. They're born into it. Some, they give themselves to it. Like J.K. Rowling, I don't think she was born into it. I think she was willing to do anything to be famous. and be regarded as an incredible author. And I think there are witches in the world. Like Owen Hart's death was a ritual. I bet there was witches in that audience taking the energy. It's funny how Stone Cold Steve Austin got his neck broken by Owen Hart. And then Stone Cold said, I'm willing to sign my life away to have a match with Owen Hart and to win a world title and all of this stuff that he was raving on about. The Texas rattlesnake. He's got what the broken skull ranch, the broken skull, skull and bones. They drink blood out of a human skull. You think Stone Cold just got there because he's a talented wrestler and had a great gimmick? It's way deeper than that. The Hart Foundation, they all get contracts. The Usos, Roman Reigns, they're related. They're related to The Rock. They're related to Haku, related to Rikishi. They all get contracts. They're all just great wrestlers. It's nothing to do with black magic and summoning demons to their body. Cody Rhodes, Goldust, all right? Dusty Rhodes, they all become wrestlers highest level. Just because they're all talented, is it in their DNA? Or are they summoning demons? Why could Goldust wrestle to like 50 at an incredibly high level? All the wrestlers said about Goldust, he got better as he got older. He did. I remember 2020, I was still watching wrestling. Goldust, I was like, how is he moving like that? We know his old gimmick and what that pushes. It's been going on since the 90s. If you know who Goldust is, you know about his gimmick. And you can say it's entertaining because Goldust is hilarious. The character, Goldust, is hilarious. But the reality is this. That gimmick is what's going on right now in 2023. And it's normal. People can dress like Goldust now on the streets and nobody thinks twice. Hey, Riddler, God bless you. My husband brought me the Illusion book for birthday gift. I really am enjoying it so far. Thanking the Lord for sending you into my life. Emma, wow, thank you. So that's who it was. I said in a live recently, somebody purchased my book and said they were going to give it as a gift. And that's the first time that's ever happened. So, yeah, writing these books is a gift. All glory to God. So I don't know how I'm doing it as quickly as I am. I'm working on my Trump book right now. I know your husband will get that. Hopefully you read that one as well. Because the Trump book, it's not just about Donald John Trump. It's about the Bible, which he claims he's read more than anybody else. Trump's middle name's John. Revelation was written by John of Patmos. So, yeah, Owen Hart died right after the pay-per-view Over the Edge. And he died coming down from the top of the arena. He died right after Over the Edge. And one of the greatest wrestlers of all time is fellow Canadian Edge, who does the spear, which connects to war. Just like Goldberg does the spear. Gold. Trump's heavily connected to gold as well. One group has been solid on picks, finally getting them back. Nice. Trump's apartment is this. Yeah, it is. I've got that. He worships the sun god. Does Trump. That's why he's orange. Adam has gifts from God. That's why God directed me to him. Thank you. Yeah, Donald Trump's initials 420. Like Hitler's birthday. It's 420. Trump gets compared to Hitler all the time. And they're both German. Right, I definitely have to go. Yeah, Sabu. You like Sabu, don't you? That was more extreme wrestling with Sabu. Yeah, orange adds up to 33. That's why when you watch Dodgeball, Vince Vaughn's wearing an orange t-shirt that says 33 on it. Watch it. Well, maybe don't. Dodgeball, 6 players versus 6 balls. 6, 6, 6. I've told you all of this. Right. Orange is the new black, yeah. Because that's why Trump replaced Obama. Orange man replaced Obama, the black president. Orange is the new black. Basically, it's all the same. It's all the same. They're all working for the same master, which is the devil. And they want you to argue that Obama's better than Trump and Biden's better than Trump. And if we only had JFK still alive, then all of this, they all work for the devil. That's it. Realize that? If they're at that level, they're working for the devil. Cheers, Chuck. Thank you for everything. I've learned so much from you. And you're a blessing, mate. Thank you. All right, Hitman, he's had a great life, hasn't he? He's lived longer than most wrestlers. He had a stroke recently, which he blamed on Goldberg kicking him in the head. But again, if for your whole career you're in a ring taking bumps, however good you are, it's going to destroy your internal organs. You are going to die young. Bret the Hitman Hart said he would do cocaine all the time. All right, he'd party. Like, you can't have that much sympathy when they're going young if they're living like that. You know what I mean? All right, the abomination that causes desolation. Beautiful. Cheers, Joey. Thanks for everything. God bless you. I'm really glad I got to meet you in my life. Really genuine, funny guy. I'm glad that happened. I don't know if I'm ever going back to England at this point. I don't know if I ever want to leave where I am at with where the world's going. Not out of fear. If it all kicks off, I'd rather be here than anywhere else, I think, for me. Right. Wait, wow, Orange Man, they say the blue tie and the red tie wearing Trump are different people. Yeah, red and blue's purple. Color of deception, a color of magic. Yeah, how can you run to be a Republican and wear blue ties? It's like pure mockery. I think he was wearing a blue tie during the 2016 election against Hillary, and Hillary was wearing a red dress. You're meant to stay where you're born. I don't agree with that. I believe wherever you are during the end is where you're supposed to be. And my soul tells me to be here, where I'm at right now. Right. Cheers. Try and get my likes up to 50, guys. I'm on 47. Oh, my word, that number. Oh, my word, the time's 1440. 1,440 minutes in a day. My birthday, 14.4. 144,000 angels sealed. My goodness gracious me. No, Bret openly said that he did cocaine. He said that's how he got into the business. He said he was learning from all the top stars. They would go in the back room. He got invited. They would all do all of that, and they would all tell each other the stories. And he said that's how he learned how the wrestling industry truly works. He said he has no regrets doing that because that's where he learned how to be a professional wrestler at the highest level. So, no, he actually did it. Trust me, when it comes to wrestling, I can probably out-talk most people. I was obsessed. Yeah, I can't believe the stream doesn't get hundreds of the likes. Every time. You've got all these other people getting thousands. I'm lucky to see 50. And I've gone for nearly 2 hours again for you. Gonna be demonetized, gone for 2 hours. I get 48 likes. But your comments are amazing. The reason I do these lives is because of your comments and knowing that I'm having an impact. Otherwise, it has no purpose for me. The stuff I'm saying, I already know. I don't need to say it out loud. I know it. I do it for you guys. If there was no chat, I'm telling you at this point, if there was no chat here, I wouldn't be going live anymore. It'd be done. I'm doing it for you guys. Not that I want you to pat me on the back, but that's the reality. I learn a lot from you guys as well. It ain't just you guys taking knowledge from me. Told you, if there was no chat, I wouldn't be doing any lives anymore. Why spend 2 hours talking at a screen to make no money for it? It's you guys. Simple. So I'm up to 50. I guess I'll take that. And I'll leave right now. I think I better leave right now before I fall any deeper. Remember him, Wool Young? Of course, he was gay, and he won the first show of pop idol. Idol worship. Bible warns us of it. All right? That was his first song. Leave right now. Well, I'm about to leave right now. I call my beautiful girlfriend, eh? Adam deserves more likes. Well, not Adam, the work. The work that I put out deserves more acknowledgement, not me. The work. Bam! I'm going. Take care. I'll try and go live tomorrow, and if I have to stay up till 5 a.m. again to finish the book today, I'll do it. What's tomorrow's? Oh! I'm finishing it by tomorrow. Oh my word. Swear, it just hit me. You can tell by my reaction. Tomorrow's 8-8. 8 is huge with Trump. 88 is huge with Trump. Then it's done. It's getting released tomorrow on 8-8. 8-8. Let's see if Trump becomes a president exactly 8 years after his first day in office. We'll find out, won't we? Oh my word, that's 8-8. Right, I'm off. Definitely going this time. All right. Did Gareth Gates have a stammer? Yeah, I know his sister. But it was nowhere near as bad as it was on TV. And he doesn't have one anymore. His stammer's gone. His stammer's just disappeared. And he worked on it. No, guy. But when he sung, he never did he? All right. Another guy who deceived people. He was brought up in the Catholic Church, Gareth. And his sister. I'm not going to say her name. But, yeah. Yeah, his stammer wasn't anything like it was on TV, trust me. It's all for show, innit? It's so cute. They made him cute, give him a stammer. All right. And then have Bo Selector make fun out of him. It's a joke. Then he dates Jordan. We all know who Jordan's I'm not going to say. All right. Take care. God wins. And 8-8 today in Australia. Much love, Izzy McDonald. Take care. I'm off. Enjoy your quiche. I will do. Bye, guys. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. I hope you all support the book because it's essential reading for the soul. Bye, guys.